Welcome to greatest NBA playoff moments in history on Franchise Sports TV. Back again with another video. I ain't gonna do the voice. I'm not gonna do the voice. I'm trying to do that voice. But I think for the next few weeks until the end of the season, I think I'm gonna talk about a few various different moments in playoff history. One I want to talk about in particular, it happened 2 years ago, and it's very dear to my heart. It's very close to my heart, very dear to my heart. Is the Game 7 of the 2021 Eastern Conference semifinals between the Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn Nets. See, this series was a series that, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of nervous because we all know the Brooklyn Nets were the super team. They had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, KD, and even at one point in time, LaMarcus Aldridge along with Blake Griffin, right? They easily got past the Boston Celtics 4 games to 1, even though Jaylen Brown was not himself. And it was only Jason Tatum out there. As we all know, the Milwaukee Bucks swept through the Miami Heat. And now we're here. There was many doubts on the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, everybody liked the most sexiest option, and people were saying the Nets were going to win the series. Game 1 was pretty much a close one until the end. Actually, I think the Nets broke away around the third quarter, and then the Bucks came back a little bit. But Game 1 was a big one for the Brooklyn Nets because I think it was the first. It could have been the first 2 minutes, first minute, first 30 seconds of the game. James Harden goes out with a hamstring injury. Now that's an indictment on James Harden's poor conditioning. So you're down one star. You still got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Game 1 goes to the Nets. Game 2 is nothing but a blowout in the Nets' favor. Even after the Game 2, the Milwaukee Bucks owners, I forgot their names, came to Mike Budenholzer and basically asked him what the WTF, what's going on out there. I think they was even considering firing him. You never know. I think they considering firing him if they would have lost that series. But so Game 3 happens in Milwaukee, and the Bucks clearly win that. Actually, I think they could jump out to a big lead, but the Nets crawled back, and it was back and forth for most of the game. Bucks ended up winning behind Chris. I think that's the game Chris Middleton scored 38. I think that might have been the game. So we get Game 4. Everybody remembers Game 4. I thought this happened in Game 3, but Game 4. Um, Game 4. The Bucks once again pretty much did the same thing they did in Game 3, but it's pretty much a close game up until the third quarter. And right before the third quarter ends, I think it was towards the end of the second quarter, Kyrie Irving sprains his ankle and lands on Giannis's ankle. We still have the smoother brains to this day still talking about accusing a man of hurting somebody else. I don't get it. These freaking they're not even Nets fans, but these KD and Kyrie fans are absolutely out of their damn minds. It's weird. So we got that. So it's down to KD. Oh, James Harden comes back for Game 5. Series goes back to Brooklyn. Bucks pretty much had, I wouldn't say had this in the bag, but they pretty much was in control of this game until KD just went on fire. The Bucks let their guard down, and they lost. The Bucks lost Game 5. Now it's 3-2. It's terrible. I'm sitting here mad, like, what the hell is going on? What happened? I thought we had this in the bag. This this should be ours right now. But that's why they played the games. Um, we go to Game 5. No, not Game 5. Sorry, Game 6. We get to Game 6. Game 6, the Bucks go on the road. Go back on home. They take care of business at a final score of 104 and 89. Just to go back to that Game 3 right quick. Let me see something right quick. I'm about to take game 3. Just to make sure. See right quick. Hold on right quickly, huh? Um, Game 3, KD does go for 30. That's what I thought. Kyrie has 22. All right there, losing. Yes, that is the game. Chris Middleton did have 35. So, game 6 is a victory for the Milwaukee Bucks. And here goes to game 7. Game 7 is a dogfight. Nobody really cared about the beginning of the game. As you always look at the highlights, looking back at the highlights never really start at the first quarter. Nobody remembers the first quarter. Nobody remembers the second quarter. But it's pretty much a dang on dogfight between the two teams. Once again, Harden is still there playing. I think he ended up finishing the game with 22 points. So it's act like Harden wasn't there. But this is a battle. This is why this game is good. It's not so much a battle of teams. It's a battle of superstars. KD and Giannis. That's what this battle is. Where everybody else in the middle uh, assisting both of these superstars. But it gets real serious because I watched this game so many times. This game was an absolute dogfight, an absolute everybody's focused on each side of playing. A certified playoff game. But the fourth quarter, the last 5 minutes, this is where it gets real interesting. Because I remember when I was watching the last 5 minutes of this game, or the fourth quarter, I should say. I was in the gym. I couldn't sit there and work out. I had to watch this game because my palms were sweaty. I was getting nervous. And then, like I said, this game was going back and forth. He had times where the Bucks would pull away a little. KD would bring, and the Nets would come back. It looked like the Nets would go pull away. The Bucks would come back. But that last probably minute of the game was crazy. As we all know, Chris Middleton came up big at some instances, but KD had to go up. He had to do what he had to do. He takes that shot over PJ Tucker. He makes it. Everybody thinks it's a three. I'm sitting here like, damn. Not again. We fell again. And then they show the replay. Not that he just had one toe on the line. He had 2 toes on the line. Everybody keeps talking about, hey, his toe was on the line. He had 2 toes on the line. 2 feet on the line. Ties the game up instead of taking the lead. Actually, I think Brook Lopez actually did something goofy towards the end of that. I think he lost turnover the ball, which was crazy. We're going to overtime. In overtime, I just think the Nets ran out of gas. Also, I would like to add that Josh Harris, I believe it was Josh, his name was Josh Harris. Josh Harris, I don't know how many bricks he put up in that game. The Milwaukee just pulled away. They was the better team towards the end of the stretches. Chris Middleton hit a nice turnaround jumper. Brook, you gotta give credit to Brook Lowe. Even though he turned the ball over, a crucial turnover, he did have a couple of game-saving blocks, mainly on Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant was driving to the basket. Kevin Durant played all 53 minutes of this game. Yeah, he's even quoted said, "My big ass foot stepped on the line," even though his 2 big ass feet stepped on the line. Um, but yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks, with the greatness of Kevin Durant, they was just a better team. They played the better team. Um, Played like the better team, I should say. They said this was the league's second highest scoring game 7. The last one before that was Dallas and San Antonio back in 2006. Dallas did win that semifinals. What ended this game? I remember Kevin Durant. I think he took another fadeaway three, and I think he ended up airballing it. He was just so tired. He thought it was going in, but yeah, it just wasn't there. Um, Final box score to this game. Let's see the final box score to this game right quick. Sitting here trying to remember some of the stats. But Giannis finished the game with 40 points. No, he didn't. He actually finished the game with a double-double. I thought he finished the game with a triple-double. He had 40 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists. Brook Lopez had 19, 4 blocks. He was magnificent towards the end of the stretch. Chris Middleton had 23. Jrue Holiday was more focused on defense in this game. He had 13 points, and PJ Tucker had 11. Pat Connaughton came off the bench for 9 that game. And they really only played 3 people in this game. They played Giannis's brother Thanasis and Pat Connaughton and Ben Forbes. So they didn't play Bobby Portis this game. I don't know why they didn't play Bobby Portis this game, but there wasn't much bench production out of this game. As for the Nets, pretty much the same thing with the Nets. Now, Kevin Durant had 48, 9 rebounds, 6 assists in 53 minutes. Joe Harris, 10 points. Blake Griffin, 17. Bruce Brown, 14. James Harden did have 22, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, so he wasn't a total loss. But they pretty much glued on him, and he was a non-factor towards the end of that game. And it came to the point when Kevin Durant had to do everything because everybody else was just, not there. Pretty much towards the end of the stretch. But this game will go down as probably one of the best games in recent history. It was a thriller. I think for the most part, everybody enjoyed it. I know we had some KD and Kyrie fans who were still mad about it. It is what it is. Shoulda, woulda, couldas. Ain't no turning back now. And as we all know, moving on, the Brooklyn Nets will go home, of course. And they will try again next year. And they will fail again next year, losing to the same team they beat in the gentleman's sweep this season before in the Boston Celtics. They make KD look pedestrian. Kyrie look pedestrian. As for the Milwaukee Bucks, we all know they would go on and play the Atlanta Hawks. I wouldn't say Bucks are so much surprised, but the surprising Atlanta Hawks, who just happened to go in a 7-game series against the number 1 seed, Philadelphia 76ers. 76ers fans probably still blame Ben Simmons to this day on how that series went. But as we all know, the Atlanta Bucks will go 6 games. Bucks winning, but losing Giannis in the process in Game 4. The Bucks did it all by themselves, with the exception of now having Giannis, getting themselves into the finals. And we all know they lose the first 2 games in the series in the finals to the Phoenix Suns, and after that, the rest is history. So it was a nail-biting game, but at the same time, I felt so proud. After that game was over, I finished my workout with a smile on my face, and here we are, 2 years later. People are still complaining about KD's foot being on the line, still complaining about supposedly Giannis hurting Kyrie. But anyways, it is what it is. Shoulda, woulda, couldas, don't count. But I want to leave you with this, because there wasn't a lot of faith in the Milwaukee Bucks this season. Even me, at sometimes, watching them play due to Budenholzer's incompetentness of coaching, even questioning, can they really win? But let me hear this excerpt from Bucks great and Lakers great, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
A better approach.
Do you think that this Bucks team, the way it is now, do you think that this team is capable of winning a title?
No, I don't. KD would kill those guys.
It's over. The Bucks have done it. The long wait has ended after a half century.
Giannis, congratulations. Chris Middleton, bring that trophy on up here.